Now I'm going to teach you the basic fundamental punches of boxing. Assume your boxing stance, shoulder width apart, step straight back about shoulder width and distance, turn sideways, up off your back heel with your knees bent. You want your toes over your toes, you want your knees over your toes this way. Left hand up, right hand here. Now the first punch we're going to throw is the right hand. We're going to throw it straight right. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn and punch right in front of my chin, and then I'm going to bring it right back to the same place in the covering. I'm going to turn forward and punch, and then return. Do it slowly a couple of times so we can look at the detail. Turn and punch, and return. Turn and punch, and return. Notice how when I punch, I completely pronate my hand. But I don't do that until the last possible moment. So I come out, and the last second I turn my thumb down. Punch, punch. Now the generation of power comes from turning my hips. I want to turn those hips sharply to the front as I do the punch. And then I return to here. There's a very particular type of timing. I want to start that body first. I want to move that body into the punch. Boom, and throw the hand down that pike. Right down here. Bop. Bop. And I turn that hand over. Now there's a little bit of weight shift too. I'm going to have my weight distributed between my feet right here. And I'm going to move forward with the punch. I'm going to move forward with the punch. So I have a couple things working. I have turning my body, and I have shifting my weight, and I have punching. There's one more note I should make right now, and that is you want to focus your breath with your shot. So you want to breathe out when you punch, and you want to hold your breath or tense up your diaphragm right at the moment of impact. Let's take a look at this punch from the sideways stance. There's a lot of things you can pick up, a lot of details. So I'm shoulder width stance facing this direction. I'm up off the back heel. My left hand is guarding. I'm going to turn and punch and then come back. Now watch how I shift my weight. So I'm shifting my weight from my back leg to my forward leg as I hit. And I'm right back out. Watch when I turn my hand down. It's right at the end. So I want to finish shifting my weight. I want to finish turning. And I want to finish with my breath right as I make contact. Where I want to direct this straight right is to the chin. So I want to turn forward and hit to the chin, and we'll come right back this way. I want to aim for where the neck is. That'll make sure I hit something good. I'll probably hit his chin. Now I can also hit to the body. If I drop my weight down to here and punch straight across, I can target the body. I can hit him right in the stomach. I can hit him right near where the kidney is. So I turn and punch this way. So my two target areas right now are either to the head or to the body. To the head and to the body. This is how I apply the straight right against an opponent. So Shane, if you would stand here. So when I take this right hand, I want to go inside his guard. So I want to come in like this and punch him inside of his left hand. So I want to turn and punch. And the target that I'm trying to hit is his chin. I want to catch him right on the button. So in boxing, that's called the button. So I turn forward, I punch him right here. Another target I can hit with a straight right is to the body. So if I sit down and punch, I'm hitting to the body here. Now I sit down because I want to continue to punch shoulder level. When I'm punching his chin, I'm punching shoulder level. And when I punch to his body, I need to sit down, get my shoulders down to his body level as I punch. I don't want to come across. That's a punch we're going to do later. We want to go inside this hand this way. It's a very straight right hand. I want to avoid the elbow coming out to the side. On the straight right, often people bring that elbow out this way as they're punching. You want to keep it in. Turn the hand over at the wrist. Let's face this way. Turn over here. Okay. I'll go right here on Shane. Okay, turn my body, punch right down the center, and return. Punch and return. I want to emphasize that I'm behind my left guard again. So after I punch, I want to put that left guard up there. Continuing the basic punches, this is the straight left. Now we're going to teach you in combination. So we did the straight right, so we're going to do the straight right again. We're going to turn into the straight right, and now we're going to turn back to our stance with a straight left. So it's an identical punch as shown on the other side. So I'm going to turn forward and then come back with a straight left. So it's easier to teach this in combination. Right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. Now on my right hand, I turn both my feet. So I'm on the ball of my feet. I'm well balanced. And when I twist, I turn on the ball of my feet. So I twist. Now as I do my left hand, I want to twist on the ball of my feet. So right hand, left hand. Now the reason I teach this in combination is because I want you to get your hip back behind the left hand before you throw the left hand. So when I turn in with the right, I turn forward, my left hip here and my shoulder back behind the punch. Now I can turn into the punch and hit with a lot of power. So I turn in right hand, left hand. Now I can do the left hand by itself, and I recommend you practice this way. What we have to do is we have to add a little movement. We're going to turn forward and block with the right hand. So we're going to change our guard hand. Here's my left hand as a guard. I'm going to twist forward and bring my right hand around as a guard. From this position, I twist into my left hand. I come back to here. All right. And I'm going to return to my guard stance from there. So I turn forward with my feet and twist my feet into the left hand. Let's watch that from the side. Okay, now first in combination, right hand, left hand, right, left, right, left. Now with the left hand by itself, turning forward with the guard, left hand, left hand, left hand. Now this straight left is directed towards the chin. So I'm going to turn forward and I'm going to the same place I went with the straight right. Now I can change the height on this and attack the body. So I sit down and punch straight across the body. Turn forward. Turn forward. All right, I want to sit down that left hand. Now watch that from the side. So I turn forward. Turn forward. Okay, a little quicker. Okay, so to the body or the head, the straight left. Let's show how we apply that straight left hand against an opponent. So Shane, get a stance this way. Now we taught it in combination, so I taught you to go right hand, left hand. So we're going to go to the same target, we're going to go to his chin, right to the button. So right hand, left hand, like that. Right hand, left hand. Now if I do just the left hand, I come forward like this and I execute my left hand. Now this could have been a block, so he could have been punching me and I could have turned in to block that. So there's a lot of ways that you end up in this position in order to execute that left hand. So it seems like a lot of movement that you're going to run into something, but you plan this. You plan that you're going to end up in this position before you execute the straight left. So just straight left by itself. Let me just do it by myself. Now this is an effective shot to do the head. It's also an effective shot to do to the body. So I'm going to sit down low, boom, and drive straight across the body. Now I want to keep this shoulder up on my jaw so that I'm somewhat protected. If I do get hit, it's probably going to be in the top of the head where I'm pretty strong, but it's not going to get to my jaw because my jaw is on my shoulder here. So I'm like this, and they try to punch me in the jaw. So I got that covered. Bring that back. Good. So punch in the body. I sit in here, and I drive straight across the body this way. Sit in, so I'm turned forward. This is the turn forward part. Boom, straight into the body. Turn forward. Boom. Always return to my guard stance. Okay, one more time to the head, to the body. One more time in combination. Right hand, left hand. To the body, right hand, left hand. Now we're ready to introduce the left jab. So far I taught the straight right and the straight left, but it's also we can introduce the left jab. The reason I teach you how to do the straight left first is because you get a lot of power. There's a lot of timing between your body parts. You want to get that body moving into that left hand. Learn to hit hard with that left hand. It's close to your opponent. You want to have a strong left hand. But sometimes you're going to need speed more than power, and that's what your left jab is for. The left jab is going to start right from here and extend straight out and then come right back. So you're not really exposing yourself very much. It's guarding my face. As I punch out, I'm punching jaw level. I'm punching to his jaw. My arm is kind of blocking from being hit. My shoulder is helping that way too. My right hand is held close to my face to protect against other punches. And then I return to my natural guard. So I punch and I come back. I punch and I come back. Now, there's a little bit of body turn and it's very subtle. And that's another reason why we had to do the straight left first, because then you're used to a little bit of how that body gets involved. So right from here, it's a little bit of a turn with the body as I jab my hand out and I return. So you see I turn my heels a little bit, I turn my hip into the shot. Jab, jab, jab. Now with all these punches, you're going to have to do them in place, just like if your opponent's going to walk into your punch. So I'm standing here, he walks into it, jab. I may have to go looking for my opponent, so I might have to step out with my jab. Step out with my jab. I may have to step back with my jab. I go back to footwork and control the distance. Now let's look at that same jab from the side. So I'm facing sideways here, my left hand's up, so I can see my hand stays level. I'm always occupying this line. Now I want to generate as much power as possible, so I want to make sure I drop that thumb over, boom, and I get my hips into it a little bit. So very mildly, very subtly, I want those hips to turn into the shot. Snap your jab right back to the chin. I can do the same jab to the body. It doesn't have as much power, but I can sit straight down and jab to the body as well. Sit straight down and jab. It's a good surprise element. It doesn't always hit really hard, but it's a good surprise element, something that the opponent cannot ignore. So I sit down and I jab. And from the side, the same punch. Sit down and jab the body. Sit down and jab the body. There's an old boxing axiom, lead with speed, follow with power. This is your speed shot. There's not very much notice. I'm not turning in and giving away the shot. I'm not telling my opponent what I'm going to do. I'm just jetting that left hand out in front of me. Try to use a little bit of element of surprise on that. We're going to take a look at variations of the jab. So we're going to start here like this. Our one jab goes straight in, and we can vary it by going low or going high. But I can try to slip it in on different angles. One way is to kind of fade off to your left. So you lean over to your left and angle the punch in this way. The reason why this is effective is you think the way I defend myself with my left hand, my opponent's defending the same way. So there's his left hand. So if I lean over to the side, I'm clearing a new path to his chin. And I'm jetting the punch up that way. So when I do that, let's look at the footwork a little bit more in detail. I'm going to step over to my left. I'm going to get my head over to that line also. So I'm going to move the head over. It's a little bit of a lean. So I'm sacrificing balance to a small amount to get over here. And then I'm going to punch down that line. So I lean over and then jab. Now as soon as my right foot swings around, I want to be in a good stance, ready to drive in straight on that line. So I'm attacking down here towards 12 o'clock. When I move the head over, I'm punching towards 130, and I want to be lined up this way. I want to be able to continue my attack down that line. So once I find a new line, I want to adjust my body accordingly. And that goes back to some of the footwork we did when we were circling around that cone. So if you have that good footwork, you should be able to do this correctly also. Now there's a third angle too. I can slip into this side. So I can move my head to here and jab back up. So I can move my head off the line of attack here and slip my jab up here. So I'm moving my head over and jabbing like that. So here's the three angles of the jab. We got straight in, move the head and hit from this angle, and then lean forward and hit from that angle. So look at my head. Watch my head right here. So straight down the line, straight down the line. I'm trying to keep very guarded. Now watch me move my head to the side of that line and move over here and jab. Watch that again. So if my head was here on the one jab, and now I move my head over suddenly. Boom. It's got to be a sudden movement if you're going to catch that guy. So lean, step, swing. Now I can move the head to the other line. So move my head over here. So the punch is coming towards my head, and I'm moving over like that. Even if he's not punching, I can anticipate that he would be punching, move my head to that area I feel is safe, and angle the jab back up there. So move my head here and jab back up. So one more time, we'll do the three angles of the jab in order. Straight, fade off to the left, and sit to the right. Straight jab, fade off to the left, and sit to the right. Let's take a look at these three variations of the jab, again with a partner, Shane. So here's the straight jab. Now I can try to go inside of his of his guard. Now, if he's guarding really well here, I'm going to keep running into the hand. So what I need to do is fade off to the left, find a new line to attack, boom, and there's my new jab. Excuse me. Let's try it again. So I can even kind of pattern my opponent, get him rewarded to keep his hand right here, defend it. And then I move off, and I hit this line. Now I can also assume that he's going to be punching at me and move my head off the line and punch back up into his jaw this way. So that's another line to move. So I go here and jab up. Now whether he jabs or not, I'm in a safe position. I can still angle that jab up here. Also, that sudden movement may throw my opponent off, buy me a little bit of time. Let's look at it from a different angle, a different side here. Okay, so here's the straight jab. Basically, when I'm doing the straight jab, I'm hoping at some point his left hand's going to be a little low. Hold that left hand low. And I'm going to come straight in over top of it like this. And I want to attack that line with my straight jab. He's going to pick that up and start covering pretty well. As soon as he covers that, I'm going to have to find a new line to attack. So I'm going to step over. Now see how I get my head lined up here with this new opening? Boom, and then jab. Now look how I'm set. I'm ready to come in again here. So after I find that new line and jab, I got to be in a stable position. Head over, right? Bop, and then I'm ready to come in again. Boom, and then I'm ready to come in. And the third angle of the jab is to get off this side and angle back up a little bit. So I'm going to move the head over to here and then jab. Now, as I look at my hands are here. Okay, my right hand's up on my jaw. When I move my head, I'm kind of moving my head behind my hands. My hands are staying pretty much where they were. I'm just moving my head over here where it's a little safer, and I'm angling my jab back up. Okay, so again, one jab. The second angle, fade off to the left. Okay, and then moving our head to the right. Now we're going to talk about the left hook. So find your stance, hands up here. Watch how you execute the left hook. A lot of times it's associated with the right hand. So we'll go like we did when we did the straight left. We'll throw the right hand first. So here comes the right hand, and from here I'm going to follow with the left hook. And I'm going to turn my body. Watch how I do it a little slower. So it goes right hand. Now go ahead and bring the right hand back to your guard, and we'll be in this twisted position. I like to have you do that right hand because I want to explain how you ended up in this position. Right hand here, now it's recovering your face. Now we're getting ready to do the left hook. I'm going to twist my body and raise up on my heel. See my left heel up? My right heel goes down. In fact, I catch a lot of the weight on my back leg. Look at my left elbow. My left elbow has to be up here. That's why I said again. Now, think about the target I'm hitting. I'm going to be hitting right about here, so think about where my hand is when I take it away. That's where I'm targeting my left hook. This is why I have to come in order to get some space between my shoulder and my hip and the target, which is back here. Now watch as I turn into it. I have to have that elbow up in time. I have to make sure that I'm coming in very perpendicular. As far as how I hold the hand, I like to have you hold the hand palm in, just like you're making a muscle with your hand, but you're holding it this way, palm in, nice and tight, and you keep your arm at least the right angle, if not a little tighter. That's how I want you to hold the hand. So a lot of different ways to throw the left hook. Some people will teach you to turn the hand down. Some people have you have it in like this. I prefer it this way. This is a hook. What I call this move is more of a left cross. You're kind of hooking around the punch, but this is going to be what I call a hook, and this is just how I learned it. So I want you to learn the same way. Right hand, left hook. Right hand, left hook. Now watch how I do that from this angle. Right hand, left hook. Right hand, left hook. Now try to notice that there's a shift in the weight. I'm coming from the forward leg to the back leg while I turn. So I'm shifting my weight and I'm turning. Right hand, left hook. Now I want to go over one more time doing it with just the left hook, no right hand. So I'm going to turn in, left hook. Turn in, left hook. And from the side, watch how I do that. Turn in, left hook. Turn in, left hook. You're very close to the opponent when you're doing your left hook, but it's a very powerful punch because you're using your entire body mass to execute the punch. Unlike a jab or a right hand, you're not extending your arms. So there's no muscle energy expended in your arm to do the punch. You're holding your hand up here tight, and you're swinging your body to get that power. You're swinging that shoulder, you're swinging your hips, you're swinging your rear end into the shot. It's picked up in the heels. Watch how those heels turn. Now, a lot of times I'm going to be hitting the guy in the head, so I'm going to be coming across the head this way. It's a very powerful shot. Common mistakes to do on the hook is to bring your arm across like this and then punch. Two major problems with this. One is you're going to lack some power, some true power, and two, you're going to expose yourself. So watch my guard. Here I am defending with my left hand. If I pull my left hand away to do the left hook, I'm going to be exposed for that moment. See right there? I'm exposed for the right hand. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep my left hand up guarding me. If I need to throw my left hook, I'm going to have to come in to this angle. How I get there is going to be a lot of different variations. Right now I'm just going to come in and block with this hand. I'm going to come in and block here. Boom. Execute the left hook. Watch how I do that again from the side. I turn in. Look how my body turns. Here, and I turn my whole body. I pull on this right hand. I pull on my body. And I turn. Now, as I start speeding up, watch how I use my breath to help generate some power, too. I focus that breath right at the moment of impact. Now, you can also do the left hook to the body. In fact, when we're talking about tactics later, I'm going to have you hit the body before you hit the head. I'm going to have you go to the body, try to hurt the guy's body. So you're going to do the 1-2 or the right hand. You're going to come in here, in this position, and hook down the body. You have to sit straight down in your stance. So you come forward, and you sit straight down, get down low on your knees, and turn your body into your left hook. Hit that opponent in his body. So I turn in, hook. There you go. Watch from this angle. I'm going to turn in. Right? I sit down. I'm already low. Hook. Look how I get that elbow up on the hook. Later on, we're going to mix it up between the body and the head with the left hook. We're going to come in there, body, head. We'll talk a little bit more about that in detail later, but you're going to be going to the body as well as the head. One from the side. Let's take a look at the left hook performed against an opponent. So Shane, if you get in your stance. Okay. So I have to get to this position here in order to execute that left hook. And we talked about you have a couple ways to get there. You could have been throwing the right hand. You could have been slipping a shot. You could have been blocking a shot. However, here we are. Left hook right here. Now I'm going to twist that way in the left hook. See how tight this left hook is? When I practice it here, I'm really too far away to do it. I want to show you have plenty of space for the camera to pick up, but when I'm really fighting somebody, here's where I'm going to be. It's a very hard punch to see. I'm that tight. Boom. And I'm going to be clipping the jaw right here. It's a very tight hook. So to me, a hook comes on the inside of his guard. Here's his guard. I'm trying to catch him right in the inside of that guard right there. This is part of inside fighting, hit inside that guard like that. It's very tough. Sometimes I'll go to the body. Boom. If I hit the body here, that's inside the guard too. Sometimes I'm going to come a little wider. Sometimes that's when I turn my hand over. And some people like to throw that more commonly than to throw it tight. But I want to teach you the very classic left hook. Do it in tight, palm facing this way. There's a lot of variations. This is one I want you to perfect. There's a little bit more to it than just turning and hooking. First of all, I had to get inside like this. It's very common when we're fighting both opponents to kind of push forward. So he's putting pressure on me, I'm putting pressure on him. All of a sudden, we're this close. So instead of stepping in or even doing it in place, the left hook, a lot of times I have to step back with my left hook. I'm going to be this close. He's going to be putting pressure on me. Put pressure. He's almost going to fall forward as I step back. I step back, boom, and I clip him with the left hook right here. So watch that again. Watch the footwork. Now, remember when we did footwork in the beginning, we always talk about if you go in the forward position, you go forward foot first. If you go back, you move the back foot first. I'm going back. I'm opening up the distance. I'm stepping back here, and watch the left foot move into the left hook. Now, it's going to do two things. It's going to move, and it's going to turn. Watch that again. So I'm going to come back into here, right? I'm using this right arm to check. See, so I'm guarding with that right hand, but I'm also checking his body movement a little bit. I step back with the right foot. I'm still checking here. Now watch the left foot turn into the hook. Watch it move and watch it turn. Now I'm going to catch his hand right here. This is why I don't really hit his chin. Shows you I even have to be closer than what's shown here. But just for safety's sake, I want to hit his hand. So I'm coming in like this, use my right hand for a check. Look at my feet, they're pointed forward. Just like when I was doing my right hand, they're pointed forward. Now watch the footwork. I step back, and watch me draw the left foot into the hook. So I'm turning, so I step back. Now watch, my weight's still on the front leg. My weight's on the left leg. More of it than on my right leg. But when I end up on the end of this hook, the weight's going to be on the back leg. So I have to shift my weight back with the hook. So I have a lot of things moving. I have my foot moving, my body moving, and I have my weight shifting. And most importantly, I'm twisting. I'm twisting on that left hook. That's where the majority of my power comes from. Shifting my body weight around, that helps make me stable. It's very important to have a stable position when you're punching. It's very important to be stable when you're twisting. But a lot of that power comes from twisting. Sometimes you're going to be doing the left hook. Sometimes you're not going to be able to shift back. You're not going to be able to draw your weight back into it. You're just going to have to turn right where you are. This is very common, particularly in amateur boxing, where it's about speed a lot. So you get a very small amount of turn. What I want people to understand, there's a critical order to the way you move. You want to start in your body, get those hips moving, and then you want to punch with your arm, your body. When I'm punching like this, I'm moving that body. I step, I turn, I drag my foot, all before I hit that left hand. Step, turn, drag, pop, and then I do that left hook like that. But sometimes speed is going to be more of the essence. I'm not going to have all that time to generate the power. In those situations, boom, you just got to be quick. Boom. If I don't get on my weight going all the way back, that's okay. I can do sort of a miniature version of the left hook. It's more important to get the job done than to always look pretty. Let's go over the left hook to the body. This is a very important punch. There's an old saying in boxing, if you kill the body, the head will die. So you want to punish the body as much as you can, try to slow your opponent down. It also has the benefit of exposing the guy, if he goes down to defend it, exposing him up top here like this. So you want to build a pattern in the beginning of a fight that you're going to be attacking the body. So you come in here 1, 2, and you want to hit to the body very strong. Right? And if you hit that arm, that's fine. That's why he carries that arm there, is to block against that left hook. And that's okay, because I want to reward him to keep that left hook down. If his hand is high and I hit his body, that's great. That's what I want. But if his arm is there defending like it should be, punch him right into the arm. When I punch him in the arm like that, he's going to feel my power. That left hook is one of your most powerful shots. When you turn your body into that left hook, you're getting a lot of weight. You have to work it. You have to work it and learn really well that left hook, but that's going to carry a lot of power. So I want to hit him with that left hook, and I want him to keep that hand in there like that. Every time he sees me in this position, he's going to flinch. He's going to feel my power, and he's going to flinch. When I get that, that's when I want to double the hook up to the head. So I'm working that body, showing a lot of discipline, coming in there, hitting the body, sitting out, being very safe. Coming in there, hook to the body, sit it out. Once I can pattern my opponent, I can see he's going to stay down there, I'm going to bring that hook up to the head. So I'm coming here, turn into the left hook, turn forward again, do a second hook that's going to go to the head. So watch how I do that. I come in here, I use my body on both. Watch me do it a little bit faster. I got to twist my body in both directions. I turn forward, I twist, I come back, I twist a second time. See, I got 2 complete twists. I came forward, look, I'm forward, I turned to the hook, I came forward again, I did the second hook, back to my fighting stance, and then I exit. When I exit, I like to sit out in case he's punching at me. So 1, 2, get myself in there, 1, 2, hook to the body, hook to the head, sit out. 1, 2, hook to the body, hook to the head, sit out. We're going to continue with the basic boxing punches with the right hook. So you're going to start up here like this. Now, there's a couple good things about the right hook and some difficult things about the right hook. One, you're already in position to throw it. Your right shoulder is already back. You don't have to go through any extra movement of pulling your shoulder back. You just want to turn your body and hit it around the side like this. Again, this has to be a very, very close-in shot. So you maybe are sitting there putting pressure on your opponent. It's trying to sit in underneath their guard. Once you're there, you're going to twist in and hit with your right hand. The right hand is going to be going to the kidneys. So they'll be blocking with their left hand like I am. You're trying to get low and hit him here. If you can get your opponent worried about guarding high all the time by using that left jab, keep their hand up, come in low, hit with the right hook. Hit him right into the kidney. Boom. You got to be able to step in. You got to be able to step in and be in a strong position and throw that right hook. Now, there's some variations on this right hook. Some people actually turn the hand out a little bit. But on that hook, as well as just doing a hook like this, the one problem is that you're a little bit exposed. When you turn in, it's a long time that your body is exposed to your opponent. And if he's got a sharp left, he's going to pick you off. If he has a real sharp right, you're going to walk into that right hand. So that right hook, you have to time pretty carefully. You don't want to just throw in there, throw the right hook. You generally want to keep that right hand straight. So that straight right, like I showed you in the beginning. Later on, if you wear your opponent down, you want to do some damage, you twist in there with that right hook. A good way to follow up that right hook is that left hook. So you go right hook, left hook. Again, the kidney is the area you're trying to focus on. You're trying to hit right behind that elbow and hook to the body. Now, occasionally, you can also hook to the head. So sometimes you can hook up like this. This is effective sometimes against a southpaw or a very slow fighter, or if you try and change up and do something that your opponent doesn't expect. But generally, he doesn't expect this because it's a pretty slow, dangerous shot to throw. Generally, as far as hooks go, you're going to throw a lot more of the left hook than you are of the right hook. You're going to throw more hooks off the lead side than you are off the back side. Now we're going to take a look at the right hook from the side. The right hook is one of your best shots. It's one of your most powerful shots. It's very difficult to land, and you expose yourself quite a bit, so it's dangerous to throw it. But if you can land your right hook, it's very powerful. So let's take a look at how you get your body into the punch, how you twist into the punch, and everything that goes in to make it a very strong shot. So here we are. Now, generally, you're going to have to be close in the distance. Because the right hook is very close, like this, you're probably going to have to step into your opponent. So you're going to have to get in close like this and put pressure. Now, this will keep it nice and tight, and you're going to turn into that hook. When you turn in, you want to get a full rotation, so your feet should be facing forward. You want to breathe hard like that, tense your diaphragm up, and really focus everything in your body as you make contact. So I'm going to come in here. Now, so there's a couple things going on. One, you're getting all that rotation. Two, you're getting that sliding forward of your feet, so you're moving your weight in that direction. And you're also shifting your weight off your back leg. You're kind of pushing off that back leg to get that power. So you step in here. Try to bring everything to a close together. So you want to finish shifting, finish turning, finish punching, finish breathing all at the same moment. Now you can take this shot to the head. You can double it up like we doubled the left hook. Let's take a look at how to apply the right hook to our opponent. So we're going to try to get that hand up. So we're going to use that jab to get his hand up here. Make sure he's keeping that hand high. Come in here and hit right into the kidney. So you can hit a lot of areas, but this is one of the main areas to come right here like this. But you can see while you watch it that my head is really exposed. If he's predicting that I'm going to do that, he could bring the right uppercut into me or the straight right or even the left hand. So there's a lot of risk involved with throwing the right hook. But the payoff is probably your hardest shot. If you can hit the guy hard in the body, you can take him right out. Now, sometimes you'll even go up to the head. Go up to the head. It's not very common, and I'm even more exposed when I do that. Sometimes when you're fighting a southpaw, put your left foot back. That might be a time when the right hook to the head is a little bit more appropriate. It's a little bit harder for him to defend off of. I can still right hook down to the body here, hit more to the middle of his body. So I have the right hook on a southpaw or an orthodox fighter. Come back here. Generally, I'm going to favor the body. Okay, now we're going to talk about the right uppercut. The right uppercut is also a very strong shot. Now, a lot of these punches I'm showing to you is not the order that you apply them against an opponent. A right uppercut, a right hook, these are all difficult shots to hit the person with before we get hit. So I'm just showing this to you because I want you to understand the right uppercut. When we go to talk about the left uppercut, it'll make a little bit more sense. Now here's the right uppercut. You want to keep the weight on the back leg. You want to sit on the back leg while you throw it. And you want to bring the punch up. As much as you can, you want to bring it up from your chin. So you want to get the chin down with the shot, right? Come down here, sit on this right leg. You can see I'm really into my knee, and uppercut. Now, the difficult thing about this uppercut is I'm not getting very close to you as I throw it. I'm staying back here. It's almost good as a defensive move because it doesn't come forward very much. I'm not covering distance. I'm balancing on the right leg. In the right hook and on the right hand, we shift it forward. We don't do that on the uppercut. On the uppercut, you stay on the back leg. So here you go. You're going to come down like this, drop your shoulder a little bit, get that punch down underneath the target, and come up underneath. I want you to come straight up the middle. I want that palm facing your bicep. I want the weight on this leg. Now, even though the weight's on this leg and you're in your knee, you're still going to drive up off the heel. You're going to twist this foot. So it's kind of difficult. Your weight's on this leg. At the same time, I got to turn it. It's going to have a lot of power. Watch that movement from the side. You can see what I'm talking about, the weight. Let me show you a couple of mistakes people make. They come forward with that right uppercut. See what happens there? I have to drop my hand for one in order to get up underneath. Because by shifting my weight to the front leg, it's going to level my shoulders back out. When I throw in that right uppercut, I got to get the right shoulder tilted down a little bit. That's going to help me guard with my left hand too. There's a lot of benefits to sitting like this on an opponent. Now watch how I throw that right uppercut. But look how short it is. Here's my jab. Look at my right uppercut landing right here, right in front of my face. So sometimes if I catch my opponent coming in, that's good. If I want to go in my opponent, I'm going to have to step with it. I'm going to have to step in with that shot. Keep the weight here. So whether you're going to the head or the body, now a lot of times you're going to the body, sit down extra low. It's going to be a good workout for your legs. Sit down that knee. A lot of people think about boxing as working specifically the upper body. Of course it is. But a lot of this comes from having very strong legs. Now, particularly on the uppercut, you're going to have to develop a very strong leg in order to support your weight. So watch how I get down on that leg. I'm way down on it. My weight's shifted. My hips are not over this leg. They're not in the middle. They're pushed back over my right leg. Now, when I say back, I'm talking towards the back side. I don't want you to lean towards your back. Don't lean this way. That's going to be off balance. When I say back, I'm saying back away from your opponent. You're shifting your weight to the back side. Let me demonstrate for you the right uppercut against Shane. Real quickly, let me say that any punch you work a lot is going to be your most powerful punch, but there's a lot of inherent power in the right uppercut. So if you're looking for a shot that's going to like stop the fight, take your opponent out of it, the right uppercut can do the job. Now, I'm sitting down low, I'm getting down low, and I want to get down really low in order to hit that body up underneath. There's a lot of places I can direct that uppercut. I can come on the inside of his guard. But see, my weight is back. Here. Now, sometimes I can get around, maybe go to the kidney here, so sometimes I end up going to this side of his guard like this. But we're just going to show you here, coming right up the middle. Keep the weight back. Now, I can go to the head. When I go to the head, I don't have to come quite as low with my body. I can take my hand up a little bit quicker to the head. Sometimes you throw the uppercut without the weight of the body, just to lift the head up. You lift his head up, and then you come across. You lift his head up with the uppercut, and you come across. So you don't always have to hit the head that hard with the uppercut. Your power uppercut is the one you're directing to the body. You're sitting down. Look at my leverage. I refer to this as your leverage. You want to put this out like this and get that into your shot. To me, this is very similar to the way you would take a shovel full of dirt. This punch used to be referred to as the shovel punch. It looks like you're shoveling. And as you learn from shoveling, you don't want to put the weight on the front leg. You want to keep the weight on the back leg. Let me show you the uppercut to the body. So a lot of punches that look similar to the uppercut. To me, the uppercut comes up the middle, up the middle. That means inside his guard. So here's his guard here. My right uppercut comes on the inside. If I come to the outside of his guard like this, even though my palm's facing up somewhat, to me that's more of a hook. The uppercut comes on the inside. When we do the left uppercut in a moment, that's going to come up the middle also. So that's inside the guard, right uppercut. There are times when you're going to angle that right uppercut underneath the jab. So if the person jabs at you, you're going to angle that right uppercut into the jaw this way. So it's still up the middle. So whether I'm going to the body, boom, or sometimes I go for the jab, I'm going to go to the head like this, still up the middle. Palm facing in like that, making a muscle. Now let's introduce the left uppercut. This is a much more common punch, and you really want to perfect this punch. So here we are up in our guard like this, knees bent, off the back heel. Now, you can lead this off a lot of movements. We're just going to do the left uppercut by itself. And how we're going to get there is we're going to lean over and bring the right hand around as our guard. I'm also going to have to lean my shoulder down. See, I'm leaning my left shoulder down. I'm trying to keep my left hand on my guard, my left hand here in my guard position. From here, left uppercut. And then I come back to my guard position here. So, in order, I'm going to step in, get my right hand up like this, left uppercut, and sit out. Kind of come back to a natural guard position this way. Watch me a couple more times. I'm going to come in like this. Look at my right hand shielding me this way. My body's turned in, and I'm ready to get my hips behind the shot. Uppercut. Now, a couple mistakes that people make when they do their left uppercut is this. They come in, okay, they do their left uppercut, but they shift their weight back. You don't want to shift your weight back. You want to keep your weight on the front leg. So you want to come back on the left leg like this. See how I can keep my hand closer to my guard? Watch that again. So I lean in. That's going to help me get the weight on the front leg. I leave it there. Left uppercut. Okay, a little quicker. Now, even though your weight's on your left leg, try to get that hit. Come up off the heel and dig, drive. Okay, now let's watch that from the side. So facing this way. Let's watch from the other side. Focus on my hips. Watch how I get my hips into the shot. Here's a left uppercut against an opponent and the different targets we can go after. So I'm going to come in here, uppercut right in the middle. Come in, guard with the right hand, come right up the middle that way. Keep the weight on the left leg. Try to get that hip into your shot. All the way turned up. Careful not to pull out. Don't come out this way. You want to stay sat. You can hit to the middle of the body. Sometimes your opponent's going to be turned forward a little bit. You can go after the corner right here. Come in, right behind the elbow. That's a very good shot. Come in here. Of course, we can take that same punch to the jaw. So we can slip on the inside here. Left uppercut. Let's talk about the overhand right. This is a very powerful punch. Again, punches that are very powerful like this tend to be very well telegraphed. So you don't want to walk, be throwing a sloppy punch and walk into something. But let's go over how you throw the overhand right. When I do the overhand right, I'm going to move my body over like I'm doing a left uppercut. If you remember the left uppercut, I was coming in here, digging with my left hand. I'm going to move my head over to that side, come over top with the right hand. I'm going to turn my body very similar to the straight right. I'm going to move over and come over top like that. Watch my hand sort of float. So while I move over, my hand kind of stays on that line. It's already lined up with the target. Here's the target out here. It's already lined up. So I want to leave it there as I move my body. Step over and then bring the right hand down. So move over and then the right hand down. It's very important to set this punch up. You don't want to just walk in there and throw that on somebody. You may want to get them patterned to the left uppercut. Once they're used to seeing your head come over the left uppercut, then you can come over safely and execute the right hand, the overhand right. Now, when you apply this overhand right, you're not coming inside his guard. Your straight right is for that. So if his left hand's up, you're coming on the inside with the straight right. The overhand right is to cross his guard, so you're coming across his hand. Instead of hitting the guy on the button or in the chin like we do on the straight right, we're coming here. We're hitting more on the jaw. I'm going to hit him on the jaw this way, turn his head. So the overhand right is coming more towards the side of the head. Okay, the overhand right. Watch me lead the head. I'm leading the head over here. I could have done a left uppercut just as easily, but I choose instead to come across with the right hand. So I'm coming across and hit him in the jaw right here. Now, I don't want the hand to come out wider. I don't want to pick up the movement by bringing my hand out to the side. I want my hand to float right here while I move my hand over to the left. So my head is moving to the left, and my hand is staying lined up with his head. Boom. It's a very sneaky shot. If you can get your opponent to follow your head, especially if your head's coming over you for that left uppercut, he may not pick up that right hand coming in over top. So this is your overhand right. Let's look at the straight left against the pads. Now let's take a look at the left jab. Let's take a look at the right hand against the pads. Notice my footwork, my guard, the fact that I turn my body into the punch. Okay, let's take a look at the left hook. Let's take a look at the right hook to the body. Now we're going to take a look at the right uppercut. Notice where my weight is. It's on the back leg for this punch. Now we're going to take a look at the left uppercut. The weight's going to be on the left leg. Let's take a look at the overhand right. That concludes this lesson. Thank you for joining our videotape series on Ultimate Boxing. Remember, to be good at boxing, you got to train regularly, train hard, and keep an open mind.